I am I, divine light of the all realized, eternal radiance actualized in expression through form. This is us. This is who we are. This is our beingness. This is how we have come to exist within this physical plane. This is how we have come to know us. We offer our hands to serve where needed, as our hands extend the codes of life. We are here. En arahim an aran arin eris aruk ain arahurit an We are here as emissary who wills to create with, as, and through love. Love is what we exist to offer. Love is us, radiated out into the physical plane. Our presence embodies a seraph, the most refined light of the Awama, or that which cannot be named, the primordial ocean of consciousness which permeates all life. We are the all manifest through form. We are the all focused, embodied through this physical vessel as a point of focus, all for the purpose of experience, all for the purpose of experience and awareness. We are of the light, so empowered to let the life of all be just as it wills, while holding space for the potential which can be realized therein. We're not here to fix anybody. We're not here to fix anybody. We are here to assist in the remembrance of truth, to assist in connecting all with infinite potential, the possibility of infinite potential. Our life incessantly wills to shift within its expression, living as point of focus within a space of ever-expanding presence, offering support through openness. So we are ever evolving. We never arrive. This experience is given such that we might discover all that we might become through this human experience, through this physical experience. Because we've donned many physical forms leading up to the human experience. Our life stream emanates the frequency of our woman of light, beacon of wisdom as Mafara'el, divine avatar. Ah, yes. Yes, we are the embodiment of the cosmic womb, the cosmic mother, the great mother of all. And we embody the energetic frequency of the Divine Mother. With love, we are here. With love does our essence sing its song. We are here, fully embodied, grounded on the earth plane. And our essence sings its song, meaning we are anchoring the fullness of our unique frequency on this planet. Our love is eternal, and as love, we are. Yes, and this is full recognition that full recognition that there is no death, that we are an eternal being. Eternal being, eternal aspect of the source of all that is, living or experiencing, humaning for the sake of greater awareness for the whole, not just for self, for the whole. Yes, all right. So greetings. I am Angela Dione Anderson, and I am beyond excited to welcome you to this space. And I had to read this. This is a bit of my bio, because number one, I needed to connect with it in a very real way in this moment. And two, I've attempted to record this about 4 times. And each time I would stop because I felt as if I were just rambling on, trying to get through it. And I always have to have a different way of bringing things forward, grounding them not just for someone else who might hear it, but to make it more real or to connect with it on a deeper level for myself. Reading this was fantastic. And I felt it deep within my heart space, which is interesting. So I'm excited. I'm a little bit at a loss for words, but I'm excited to welcome you here because this project, this moment is a culmination of so many things that have happened over the course of my life, but especially the last 2 years. I feel like I've been on a deeply transformative, I want to call it a vision quest, to find the truth of myself, to rediscover my truth, my own truth. Shedding layers. It's been a process of shedding layers. And so, I just have to sit with that for a moment and let that settle. I've allowed myself to really ground into the physical plane. um, not like I have never done before. Not in this life, at least. I am more me than I have ever been. Yeah, I'm about to have a whole moment. I am more me than I have ever been. There is no room for any degree of falseness. And I really feel like I have backed away from sharing so much on social media in terms of videos and whatnot, because I've really connected with how profoundly limiting words are. And I know that we have to have a way to communicate, but words don't do justice the reality that I have come to know and live through my experience. It doesn't do it justice. It's extremely limiting, because human definitions, the human mind has no, on its own, the human mind has no concept of the fullness of being, the truth of being, the divine, divinity, consciousness, God, all of those things. They don't do it justice at all. So I'm really in this moment, having a moment, because I'm connecting fully with all that has occurred to bring me here. I have, let's say, this project, this Luminaries UNVEILED project. This is an inaugural project, we will call it, for what has become our platform. Our platform has, I can only call it magical. Well, that's not even a great word either. But it has been divinely orchestrated the way that it has come together. And it's come together at a divinely aligned time, a time when I have finally come to a place of knowing who I am and what I am and how I am here to exist and serve in this experience from this point of focus. And I was finally able to put this together, to articulate what I do and how I do it in the form of my latest iteration of my bio, to the point where I heard, now you have to build a website. Now you know yourself well enough that you can actually build a website. A website is something I have desired to do for a really long time, but I had not felt ready to put that together because I didn't have the content to present on the website in a way that I wanted to present it on the website, such that it would be a true reflection of me. Now I have come to a place where I can do that, where I have done that. And I've created a space which is basically me online. Like literally my presence online, my presence in an electronic format. My intention behind the website was not just to be a repository of information. The intention of this place, this sacred space, is to be, number one, not just a place that reflects me, who I am and what I'm about, but to be a beacon, a place that would spark remembrance for whoever might encounter it. Whether you make it to me personally or you stop at the website, it doesn't matter. If you encounter that thing, you're going to get hit with all of the frequency that is me, and you're going to feel it. That's my intention behind the website, and I feel like I've achieved that. But not only that, I wanted it to be a place that sparks remembrance on all levels, in all ways, that is a multi-sensory experience. So whatever you need, ultimately you would be able to find it in that place. It's so funny how life works, because I have wondered for so many years why I spend so much time doing software development. That's where I was by trade. I spent almost 20 years. I almost made 20 years. I made like 18 or something like that. I don't even remember how many it is, but it was almost 20 years in software engineering. Why would I spend so much time doing that? Why would I go out and get a degree in mathematics? Why would I build motorcycles just as a hobby? I build bikes as a hobby. Why would I do all of these things? Why would I have such an interest in all of the subjects that I have an interest in, from history to physics to science, all of these things that I hated learning in school, I have become a scholar in after school. But why would I take the time to learn all these things? Why would I do all this stuff? Well, all of these things lend themselves to everything that I am creating now. And I can see that so clearly now. I am positioned to create with my own hands. And I think that's such a significant thing, because it's hard for somebody outside of you to capture your vision in the way that you see it and feel it. But to have the ability to create with your own hands, from your own vision, from your own inspiration, from the you that you know yourself to be, to create from that space, it has a much greater impact on those who have opportunity to receive it, including yourself. Including yourself. So what I have done is I have built my website. I have created my website, and I've been given the platforms upon which to build what I am building. And it won't just be a place, like I said before, it's not just a place to disseminate information, but it's a place to bring us collectively back online and back into remembrance of our truth. And so in that way, I am also developing classes, and not just any classes. These aren't regurgitated classes. These aren't reiterations of courses that you've probably experienced before. I'm approaching things a little bit differently, a little bit extremely counter to what I've seen, I'll say, in the mainstream. There may be other people doing it. I just haven't seen it yet. But these are things that are coming, that are in the works, that are in process. But experiences like this project, this Luminaries UNVEILED project, they are seemingly coming out of the blue. And I know they aren't coming out of the blue. They are just meeting me as I'm ready to receive them. This project came up in the middle of October of this year. And I just heard a voice said, gather some people, and you have to do a series. It may not be a podcast that's ongoing, but for now it'll be this many videos in this series, and it'll be a divine gift for all those who are ready to receive it. It's not about polish. It's not about saying the things that people want to hear. This project is a revelatory journey through real life transformation and coming out on the other side fully embodied, aware of who you are and what you are and how you are here to serve. It is the journey of the realized divine avatar. Everybody you will hear from has been on a journey to realization of self. Many of those who share are still in process of figuring it out, and there are some of us who have stepped completely through that threshold, and it's like here we are grounded, founded, and ready to radiate out into the physical plane and ready to be that which we have come to be. Yeah. So what you will hear over the course of this series will be similar themes played out in different ways. Everybody's story is so unique. Everybody's journey is so unique. There are some stories that are filled with heartbreak and challenge and struggle and strife, and then there are others who are far lighter, the other end of the spectrum, but all leading to the same end. Embodiment, realized embodiment, which is what we are all here for. So this series is designed to spark your remembrance, to give you a glimpse of possibility, to present you or to challenge you to begin questioning your own life experience, to become curious about what else life might have to offer. You know, as in this human journey, we get so stuck in doing things a certain way and feeling like our way is the only way or the right way. And generally just falling into a comfort zone with no desire to branch out beyond that. But if you are on a spiritual journey, the truth of you can never be realized in a box, in a pattern, in a loop, in a container. You have to have the courage to let go of the known. And it is the scariest place to be, the unknown. Not knowing what will come next. Not knowing if you've made a right decision or not. Just generally not knowing. I mentioned being a software engineer by trade, and one of the biggest decisions of my life has been walking away from that position. I had spoken with my husband about it for years. Spoke with him for years, saying, I really don't want to do this. I'm done. I'm tired of doing this. I'm just going to stop doing this and teach. I've always wanted to teach, but I always let somebody talk me out of teaching. I always let myself be talked out of teaching because teachers didn't make enough money. And I was a software engineer making 6 figures. So I grew up conditioned to pursue that track, to be able to support myself. And so when it came time to choose a job, I chose that because it was lucrative and I could do basically anything, really. And so that's what I chose. But I made that decision to walk away from that job, and I thought I would walk right into doing the spiritual work that I had come to do. And let me tell you, if you are considering that, I'm just going to be truthful that it doesn't work that way. It didn't work that way for me, and it's not worked that way for many people that I do know. And I now know why it didn't work that way. It didn't need to work that way because I had to I had to allow the falseness, the stuff that wasn't me, to fall away. I had to allow that momentum to cease so that I could walk into the new me, or the true me, is what I'll say. So when I left, thinking that I would walk into the spiritual stuff, I had no idea that wouldn't take place right away. I remember envisioning myself, having a vision of myself with the past behind me, looking forward and seeing absolutely nothing but darkness. The only thing I could see was the top of my shoes. That's as far out, radius-wise, I could see. And I thought to myself, I just royally messed up. I just royally messed up because I left that and I have no idea what's coming next. But all I kept hearing was trust. I knew that was a thing. I could hear that still small voice saying trust. To that point, I had trusted all of my life. I had always listened to the voice, and the voice had never failed. The voice, that still small voice, had protected me when I was a child, and as I got older, it saved me many times where I had experiences where I could have, it was like trust or die. Trust or this is an exit point. I didn't know that in a moment, but because I was so attuned to listening to that voice, and because I chose in those moments to trust that voice, I'm sitting here. If I hadn't, I wouldn't be sitting here at all. From falling down the stairs to being surviving a tornado to having a medical issue, like an emergency medical issue that I didn't even know was present. So I learned to trust that voice. But that voice said, now we are putting it together, and you have to walk forward trusting. And so I have been on that journey since 2020, really. 2020 is when I decided to fully commit and let the job go. But since then, it's been a journey of trust and surrendering. And within the last 2 years, it's been a deeper surrendering than ever before. And I feel like that came as a result of coming to a plateau. And this has been my experience, but I've talked to one other friend who's experienced a similar thing. It's like you are on this spiritual journey and you go so far, and it's like you plateau, and it's like you know there's more, but for whatever reason, there's an inability to access that more. What is that more? How do I get to it? I know it's there, I can see it, I can feel it, but I cannot connect whatever dots I need to connect in order to step through that threshold to achieve that more. So I spoke that out. I said that. And lo and behold, another one of those divine people showed up on my path. I wasn't looking for them. I just had issued that declaration, and a person showed up on my path. And essentially, she helped me. All she did was facilitate a moment wherein I gave myself permission to reconnect with all of me. Now that sounds so simple, and it seems like something you would just be able to achieve on your own. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, why we sometimes have to be given that permission slip, or we think we have to be given that permission slip. In that moment, that was what I needed. And she was the divinely aligned person who met that particular need in that particular moment. But all she did was facilitate a moment, walking me through a guided meditation back into remembrance, back into a moment of saying, I accept, or I grant myself permission to reconnect with all of me. And it was literally like magic. It was almost instantaneous. Because at the end of that session, I remember sitting on my bed, and I could feel what felt like roots extending through my legs and my feet, anchoring me into the earth. And that was when I first began to really ground myself in the physical. That makes me think about a friend I have who said, she said it so matter-of-factly. She said, we are here to be human. We are here to be human. And until she said that, I had never considered being human. I was like, I am human. That's who I am. I'm a human. Why would I need to even consider being human? Well, that's what we are here to do. We are souls here to have a human experience. So on some level, you have to eventually give yourself permission to actually be human. And by being human, that means experiencing, feeling, surrendering to feeling and experiencing all of life. Because it's only in being fully here and grounded into your form that you connect fully with what's you and what's not you, what's illusory and what is truth. From there, did things begin to shift dramatically for me. And from there, all the falseness began to fall away, and I began to trust even more. And I realized through that, after that, that I no longer had to plan my life. I no longer had to orchestrate my life. All I had to do was surrender, because the divine essence already knows the path, already knows what we're here to experience, already knows what we are here to do. All we have to do is get in alignment with that and trust. Surrender. And from there, I no longer plan out things. I realize I don't have to. It's a waste of time, to be honest. It's a waste of time. All I have to do is show up. All I have to do is show up, bring all of me to the present moment, and from there, everything I need comes. Words come, people come, everything that I might need to fulfill whatever it is that meets me on the path, magically shows up. Miraculously shows up. Whatever word you want to use, that thing shows up as I surrender to the path. If I attempt to plan or write out what I want to say or discuss, what I've noticed is that creates resistance and friction in the field, and it lends itself to distorting what could be a higher amplified experience for that particular moment. So I've learned to get out of the way. I'm still learning that. I'm still mastering that. And I feel like that's what happened when I was trying to initially record this thing. It's because I had settled in my mind how I was going to sit down and share my story. But there was a higher way available that we wanted to realize, and so I had to surrender. To that way. So, over the course of this, you will hear similar themes discussed. And again, I said everybody delivers that in their own unique way. But I'm going to call those out because I think they are so vital to our ability to be present and our ability to navigate life from a place of awareness. Much of what we do is unconscious, and we respond to collectively. I'm going to not be general, I'm going to say collectively. Most of what we do is unconscious, and we respond to life reactively rather than a place of awareness. But it's possible to shift that and begin to operate from a space of conscious awareness. And I think that's the call for all of us collectively at the moment. We are in that divine transition of moving from unconscious being to conscious being. We are consciousness becoming conscious of itself, and the friction that we are experiencing in life and that we are witnessing in the collective, in the society, and all those things, is this shift from unconscious being to conscious awareness, completely conscious awareness, and having to reconcile all the things that have been created to this point. Learning the art of allowing the momentum to die or to wane, to fade, because it will once you begin to take your attention away from the things you don't want. But the themes that we will call out, the keys we'll call them, rules of thumb, good things to know in navigating this game of life, is that everything is energy. And you hear people say that all the time, but it's absolutely true. Everything is energy. Every story that presents, every drama that you experience, all of these things are playing themselves out in different ways to bring your awareness to the energy that lies at the core of all of them. You often hear people say, I experience the same situations with different people all the time. Or I'm getting the same themes of situations playing out all the time. It's because from a human perspective, we want to address the situation. We like to focus on the external of the situation, but really it's deeper than that. It goes to the energy that's at play. So you have to reconcile the energy. And how do you reconcile the energy? Well, you have to understand that each of us is casting the projection of our own lives, which means life isn't lived from the outside in. Life is lived from the inside out. Meaning you cast a projection of your life and you witness your projection in the external. And if you are savvy, if you have become aware, you can use that external projection to determine where you are resonantly within yourself, what resonance you are holding, what energies you are holding, what beliefs correspond to the resonance you are holding. More often than not, if you're witnessing something outside of you that causes you to feel triggered, or that causes you to feel angst or fear or anything that's not love, then that's an indication that you are basically harboring a belief, a limiting belief about yourself that isn't true, that isn't in alignment with the soul's perspective of who you are and what you are and how you are here to be. So learning that everything is energy is first and foremost. Now, what lies beyond that? You are the creator of your life experience, and you create by virtue of your resonance, by virtue of your beliefs. I don't even want to use the term beliefs. I'd rather just say resonance. Because, these things we believe, it's so tricky. It's such a tricky thing. Because when you step into awareness of who you are and what you are, you even drop belief. You realize that belief is one end of a spectrum that has doubt at the other end. And you have to maintain a degree of faith in order to keep your belief where it is, right? But when you step into a place of knowing who you are and what you are, you drop the belief and step into knowing. And there are certain things that you just know. They just become part of the fabric of who you are and what you are. But the thing about beliefs is that they hinder you because they cast a shadow over the you that is you. They create a certain degree of attachment to outcome. If I believe, I will get this. If I believe this, I will get that. If I do this, I will get that. I will experience this outcome. That's all belief, right? And the thing about that is, as you believe, you are. It's a conundrum because you create your own prison by virtue of your belief. Your life experience cannot trump your belief. Whatever that is. If you believe that if you believe that you have to eat a certain way to maintain your weight, right? Or to maintain your health, then that is what becomes true for you. All your cells are responding to your belief. All of you, the whole of you, is responding to the belief because the belief serves as the filter for your being. But as you begin to question why you hold these beliefs, and are they really yours? Or are they serving you? Are they necessary? Are they true? or are they things you have been told, and you've been told them so much that you think they are you, but they really aren't you? Then you can begin to let some of these things go. Yeah. See, and I use that as an example because I was in that place. I worked as a personal trainer when I was in grad school. I was very regimented when it came to working out and lifting weights. That was my thing, and I did it by myself for the longest. And when I started to see results and people started to see my results, they were like, "Oh, can you train me?" And so that's kind of how I got into being a personal trainer. But I was so regimented in that space, regimented with my workouts and regimented with the way I ate. And then I had kids. And my body completely changed, and it wouldn't respond to any of that stuff in the way that it used to. It completely it lost its mind or something, I don't know. But it completely went haywire, and I put on a whole lot of weight after I had the kids. But at some point when they were young, I started back lifting weights, and I acquired all the workout equipment that I had in a gym. I basically created my own home gym. And so I started working out all the time, lifting weights again, doing all the things. And my body was like, nope, we don't want to do this. We're not doing this. We don't like this anymore. You got to find something else. And so it's around about that time that we had the lockdown, the pandemic, and we were in the house, and I had, at that point, I had never wanted to work from home. And so being at home with the kids, husband, everybody, it was just loud. And so my thing was I needed to get out of the house and just to get some silence, just to get some peace, just to get a moment with myself where I wasn't hearing noise 24/7. At least that's how it felt. But I would go outside and walk. And because I was trying to have a moment with myself, I never rushed the walks. It would take me about an hour to walk a quarter mile. That's how slow I would walk around the park. And I would just think and observe nature and basically just be. Enjoying my own company. Sometimes I would sit on the swings and for a few minutes, and I would keep walking my quarter mile at a snail's pace. But what happened over time is that my body started to shift. I even started to meditate. I would sit in that field and meditate just a few minutes, just to be. And I started to reconnect with nature. I feel like in hindsight, nature was walking me back into me, was reconnecting me with me. But what happened physically is that my body just started to shrink. Like all of that weight that I had been carrying for so many years, all that weight that I had been so regimented trying to make sure I ate right and trying to make sure I lifted all the weights, all of that weight just fell away. So I surrendered to not needing that. I heard my body say, I don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. We can do it another way. We don't even believe that we need those things anymore, so we can exist in a different way. And so I sold all my workout equipment, and I just maintained walking. I would just walk, and I still walk from time to time. But I'm not even regimented about that, because I realized it's not about the foods that I eat. My perspective now on that is that I am light. I exist as divine light. in a realm that is light. That is light. This physical plane is just light, condensed down to appear solid and physical, but it is still light. So in truth, I am nourished by the light. Now, I still enjoy what I enjoy. I enjoy certain foods, but I'm not nourished. I don't consider myself as nourished by food as defined by human standards of food, the human definition of food. I perceive myself as nourished by the light, and by virtue of being nourished by the light, I can indulge in the pleasure of taste because I am still human. I like this human experience, and as a human, I want to indulge all the pleasures of being human, and taste is one of those. And so if I have a desire or a taste for something, then I indulge that taste for something. I allow myself to have that. I have that, and I enjoy it thoroughly. But I don't perceive myself as being nourished by the food, and by virtue of that, I'm not beholden to anybody's definition of this food being good, bad, or otherwise. It just is a deliciously profound taste, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that. So that's kind of how I govern me, not holding myself to a particular belief, but rather operating from a place of knowing who I am, what I am, and how I exist within this plane. From that perspective, it's like setting yourself up to exist within the game, but not bound by the game, in a sense, right? Being in the world, but not of the world type of thing. Yeah. Yeah. And so I talked about that we're here to be human. Yeah. All right. And then, the other thing is life being a reflection. Life being a reflection. Life is at all times showing you. As I say that, and I look at myself on Zoom, that's funny. Life is in all moments revealing to you greater awareness of you as you can read the field. There are no victims. There are no victims. I know a lot of people will say, yes, there are victims. Well, you can choose to see it however you choose to see it. But realistically, there are no victims. We are experiencing life by virtue of our resonance. And then that resonance goes back to the beliefs we hold, or the thoughts we hold about anything. About anything and everything. Anything and everything. But here's what I found in surrendering. What I found in surrendering is that we don't have to do so much. Life isn't so complicated. It's extremely liberating after you've made the adjustment. In the beginning, it feels like I'm being idle and I'm not doing anything. And what am I here to do? Life is boring. I don't know what I'm doing. Right? It's a little bit of a confusion, but I feel like that comes in the transition of things. It comes in the transition of things. As you settle, or as you allow that momentum that was to dissipate, you step into a place of full liberation where you can allow life to meet you on the path. Now, I said before that I got to a place just recently, like since September, October, something like that, where I finally know myself well enough to have put together a website. Excuse me. And I put that website together, got it all drafted and done, and said to myself, all I need now is a place to house my video. It would be nice to have that. That's what I said. And it would be nice to have a place where I can host courses, where I can create courses and store my own content. Because when you're dealing with web stuff, storage is very high cost. It's really expensive. And if you're trying to do things just starting out with a minimal to no budget, then that's not an option in that space. You just don't have the capacity to pay for the amount of storage you would need outside of using like YouTube or something like that. But I don't necessarily want all of my content stored on somebody else's platform, because I'm subject to their censoring. On that platform, I'm subject to their ads and all that other stuff that I did not want to be subject to. So I said this, and I just kind of let it go. And within 2 days, no lie, a friend contacted me with a link to some software that would fulfill the course, the course platform need or desire that I had. And reading over that deal, it was a lifetime deal. I was like, this has got to be a joke. It's got to be a scam. But it was no scam, no joke. It was absolutely legit, from a company that's basically almost ready to take off. Ready to take off. But anyway, it turned out to be perfect. And not only did it offer me the opportunity to host courses, create my own course content and have it hosted there, but it also offered unlimited space for me to host my own website, provided my own domain and all of these things, which is a huge, huge plus. So then here I am taking the website I just built, which was basically a draft, that I could take it and put it on the new platform. Oh, that's cool. Now all I need is a place to host my video content. That would be a nice to have too, because even though this course platform has some video storage available, I want to be able to store all of my video content, house it myself, brand it with my own look and feel, right? To have it go with my stuff. I want that. That would be nice to have. And of course, the creation is listening. It's always listening. And within a couple of days, here's this video hosting platform offering a lifetime deal. Oh, cool. Now we have access to video hosting for all our stuff. I mean, I can store hundreds of videos for no additional cost. Yeah. And I may even want to, I love creating videos. I love collaborating with others to create content, to create impactful content. I would love to have the ability to host events and things like that. Well, and lo and behold, here comes another piece of software to fit the bill. And I thought to myself, it's like I'm queuing this stuff up. It's like I'm queuing it all up by virtue of my random requests. But I realize I am the creator of my experience. I am manifesting these things. This is manifestation 101. You know that you are healed. You operate from a place of knowing. Because I wasn't asking for it. I was just issuing it out. These things would be nice to have. These things would be nice. This would be nice to have. This would be nice to have. Essentially, I was setting it up to become manifest. Setting it up to become manifest. Because each time that I would offer that up, offer out those just random thoughts, I would envision having that thing and feeling what that would feel like. And it came. And that's how you step into manifestation. So ultimately, I shared all that to say liberation exists. Liberation is, we only have to step into remembrance of it, but it takes some shedding of all the things that aren't us, and that is the work that we've come to do, is to remember who we are so that we can radiate fully into the earth plane, that we can be a spark of divine remembrance for those we might come in contact with. I realize that I'm not here to save the world, as I once thought. I'm not here to evangelize and get followers, and I'm not looking for followers. I don't do this with that as a motive, I will say, right? If you resonate with me, you are welcome to stay around, but I'm not doing this just to get followers. This is the divine task that I am here to do. I cannot not do what I am doing now, right? But it's not about any of that material stuff. It's not. It's about living my truth. Understanding that I'm not here to fix anybody. I don't have to fix anybody. Everybody has to do that inner work for themselves. I'm just here to be authentically me and allow that to spark the remembrance of all I might encounter. So, as you engage this series, it will be challenging. I'm going to tell you that. Some of the stories are a challenge to listen to, because life can be difficult. Life can be difficult, but this series is real in that it highlights the ability to come home to self and the ability to take all that has been learned through those experiences and stand within your truth, exist and honor your truth, to embody your divinity within this human form. I'm laughing because this is so weird. Did not go the way I thought it would go, but it's okay. I'm surrendering. It's a moment by moment surrendering. I am surrendering, even to that. So I hope you will receive all that is shared with an open heart. I hope it will spark something in you. It will ignite the flame, that divine flame. It will amplify that spark. And it will assist you in moving into a space of openness to receive ultimately the fullness of you. Yeah. Have the courage to discover who you are. It's probably not the person that you thought you were. That is not the person that you think you are, right? It can be completely different. Do the work. Have the courage to discover you, and then have the courage to live your truth. And I'll tell you, it's not going to look like everybody else's. It doesn't. And that's a big thing to wrap the mind around. It creates a little bit of a disconnect, or that's the word I want to use. It creates a little bit of a disconnect because you don't fit in with the crowd, and then it's like it's a carryover from childhood. It brings up all that childhood stuff where you felt like you didn't fit in, and then you got to a space in the middle of life where you felt like you fit in a little bit, and now you come into a space to know yourself even more deeply, and then you don't fit in again, right? Yeah. It sends you through these cycles of getting to know you and settling into the truth of you and getting comfortable existing as you. But it won't look like everybody else's, and it's not supposed to. We're here as unique expressions of the source, allowing the source, allowing the all to see itself from many perspectives, to discover all that it might become through many different vantage points, right? And so from that, in that respect, you're not here to see it like somebody else sees it because you're not them. There's only one you. That's such a great thing. That's such a great, I mean, we feed into the collective whole. It's like a great divine tapestry, right? Where we are each unique threads in this tapestry. But collectively, all together, we make one beautiful design, one beautiful print. But we're here to honor the thread and the color that we are, the frequency that we operate at. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So, I hope this was not too all over the place, that it was insightful, that it lends itself to encouraging you to want to listen and receive all that is offered in this space. Believe me when I tell you, it is not done willy-nilly and just for your entertainment. No, the people that will speak have been very intentionally chosen, and each of them has been extremely open and transparent. And I am so honored to be able to hold that type of space where it creates that degree of safety to speak your truth, knowing that you can speak it and there is no judgment here. It was never the thing that I said. It was just the divine thing that happened through every conversation. And so I'm honored to be able to hold that degree of space. I honor myself, and I recognize fully that I hold a profound degree of love. And I don't say that in arrogance. I'm saying that from a place of honoring who I am and what I am, and how I've come to know myself. That's not something I take lightly. So know that this is very intentionally created. It is a divine gift. A divine gift. A true gift. So with that, I will, are we done? No, we're not done. We want to share who we are. Oh, I am. I am. I am. Sing resoatea urain hira huam. I am I. Sing rahim. Asari tearisu emba iarisikat. Sia hurisind. Shirisukiare aitan. Sarahim reso emba. Narasikrium arahim. Eriat hurahim. Risingri otuahir. Zarinda arusiakrit aturat. Sarinda arosukri am. Sia hari aituret in iri ashoa, shingre tu embari sianga ahurat. Zandare shakiari ta ani ahurik, mirishakiande eru aren ayat. Sarashukri itiri tuemba, meriautuanda ayarisiel tu an irisukind erisanda arud, darande esingre tu ein. I am I, Sarinda kai aram. Fariatu rikt dishingre tuam, Sarande ait aram, Varan, Sarande am. I am I, Saran. I am I. I am I. I am I am. So we have to speak to this. In the Bible, God in the Bible says, I am that I am, right? Yeah. The perspective that we hold now, I is the source. Am is the beingness in the physical, right? Am. And then I is back to the source. So it's this reconnected way. I say this now all the time. I am I, not just I am, right? That's like one way. There's an exhale and there's an inhale. The divine exhale is the I, and that's the am, physicality. The am and the I is the inhale, back to source. So I am I is me being fully here, planted, reconnected back to the source, fully realized back to the source. That's that divine connectedness. Yeah, that's how we have come to exist within this physical plane. So you will definitely see that on my website. And you'll hear me say that a lot because it comes through as I am channeling all the time. I am I, not just I am I. And there are many things connected with that, many things throughout history that are connected with that. But that stuff will come up in a course in the future. It'll be part of a course offering in the future. But thank you for sitting through my share. I am grateful. I'm filled with gratitude to have the opportunity to share with you in this space, and I hope you enjoy the series. I hope that you share it far and wide. It is freely offered. It will remain for life, freely offered on my platform. Even if it's ever removed from YouTube, it will always be freely offered on my website. And if you look at it, if you choose to view it from my website, you get a few extras that won't be included with the YouTube upload. That's just an FYI if you choose to come over to DioneAnderson.com over there and check it out. But all right, so thank you for this moment. Thank you for this time. I'm so filled with gratitude. I'm so grateful. And I look forward to all that is queued up to come through the portal that is me. because it's so much. There is so much. So, yes. So thank you again. Be well. Love and blessings. Hear us. Our presence carries with it the emanation of divine light, the omnipotent, omniscient omnipresence, which, of the very nature of its being, sustains all life as life itself. Of this, know, our presence is not without cause. Our presence not without purpose. For our being wills to light the way of highest realization for the whole. Our light is our being. As divine presence, we are here as the eternal light and life which colors our world. Open on all levels, across all planes, through all dimensions. Divine light is without fear. Divine light is without prejudice. Divine light, of which we live and breathe, is our being. Grant yourself permission to know. We of the All are the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient divine force as unique expressions of love. We of the All are eternal liberation for all that binds. And we of the All are not veiled. Know us. Know thyself.